Hi, welcome to Your Stars Within, Little Wave, and we are trying to do this live from the beach with Monica Williams. We're doing a solar return birthday chart. This is something that you can do yearly with an astrologer. It's a lot of fun. It gives you some good insight into the future. What I'm going to look at for this year, I'm going to look at her birth chart to know where we're starting from. I'm going to take a little look at her progress chart. I think that's important, and I'll tell you why. And then I'm going to look at her solar return, which is going to tell us more about this particular year. The other charts are going to tell me about where they would maybe apply. Okay, so let's get started. Monica, do you mind telling everybody what you do know about? Oh, I need to go. I'm going to need codes for my notes. Thank you. Like, what do you know about your chart? What sign are you? What do you know about?
Well, I'm a Leo, and I know that that's important, but I know that there's a lot of other things that are super important also. And I know it matters where all your planets are, and I know I have a lot of planets in house 8 and 7.
You have a lot of planets in house 8 in your birth chart.
Yes.
And this year, in your progress chart, they moved to your 7th house.
This year?
Not specifically just this year.
Okay.
Right now in your life, in your journey.
Okay.
So your birth chart is the chart that you were born with. It's the natal chart that is the beginning blueprint. It's the whole blueprint, but it's also a reflection of this moment and time in the sky, the moment that you took your breath, what that blueprint is. So we look at that to know her basis. Then we need to look at her progressed chart. This moves your sun 1 degree for every year you've been alive. And the sun moves 1 degree a day, right? So for every year you've been alive, it's looking at it as if you were that many days later. You were born 10 days later when you're 10, 20 days later when you're 20, 50 days later when you're 50, right? Like, it follows this pattern. So that's the slower journeys of your life. These things take many, many years to unfold. And that's why they're significant and they last for a period of time.
It's 21:52.
Now you told everybody.
I better not lose my phone.
All right, so all of those planets moving to the 7th house tell me that the first part of your life was very much about spirituality, the other side, trying to understand the shadow side of self, things like that, right? Going deep into the earth, deep into the psychology, deep into the spiritual experience of life. So those were the waters you were born in. Now where you are, you have so many planets that all stay together. That they move together into the 7th house. So now much of your life is actually about your relationship. And that how you interact, how you interface with others. What energy do you pull from? Where are you at in your journey, and where are your weak spots? Where do you need to strengthen, right? Things like that. So now thinking about the 7th house is a little bit less of a deep element. This is more relational and how I exchange, how I give and receive with others. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go to settings and put it on never. It will stay on
I know,
forever.
but it's too late now.
Okay.
All right. When I look at your, make sure I'm saying the right chart. When I look at your solar return, so what the solar return does, the progress chart, remember, it moves your sun 1 degree for each year you're alive. The solar return is every year, and it brings your sun back to the exact degree it was when you were born, as if you're in the current stars, right? As if you're in the current astrological configurations.
Okay.
So essentially, when the sun moves to the exact same degree that you were when you were born is what the solar return for this year is. So sometimes it's actually the day before or day after your actual birthday. Okay? So yours this year will be at August 9, and it will be at 9:15 a.m. and you were born at 5:15 p.m. So, the exact degree moment is a little different. And yours makes what's called a yod. I'm going to show finger of God. See these green pointing together?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
So this is called a yod. finger of God. It means all the energy is going to this area. So you have Saturn. We want to look at the two sides, right? The two parts of the triangle, and then look at what they point to.
Okay.
And then the other thing we just want to look at where that arrow is pointed, what's the exact opposite of that, right? For the arrow to...
Yes. Oh, what does that mean? What's it
Okay,
say?
so yours is, you have Saturn, which is teacher, lessons in the 4th house. This could have to do with father. This could have to do with other types of responsibilities, especially responsibilities within the home. The other part of the yod is Neptune, and that's very, very close to your 7th house. What I'm going to say, but it's technically still in your 6th, what I'm going to say about that is, at least right in this moment and for the long foreseeable future, you feel like the relationship you're in is dreamy. It is lovely. It is, you know, there's all these like good flowing spiritual kind of words that you would use with that. Okay? Now it's Neptune. Sometimes Neptune is disillusionment. We don't really know what Neptune has in store. That's part of its nature. But the feeling that I get from this is this strong nebulous energy that says, I really see myself. Okay? And that has to do with the responsibilities at home, right? Those two things kind of are working together in your 4th house and your 6th house, going into your 7th. And then, but we think about the 7th, even though it's technically in the 6th, it's at the very end. But remember in your progress chart, you had all those planets in the 7th house?
Yeah.
So I feel like that energy is going to pull in that direction.
Yeah.
And then lastly, it points the yod to both your Venus and your Sun. So for this birthday year, your Venus and your Sun are like on top of each other. Venus is at 15 Leo and your Sun is at 16 Leo. So this is lovely. It's in your 11th house. You're going to be popular. You're going to be social. People are going to like you. You look lovely. You're very, very highlighted. A little bit away from it, just about 10 degrees away, is Mars. This could add a little bit of, sometimes there's an aggressive element to Mars, but in this context, what I could see is maybe like your level of social activity or calendar is actually almost too active, to where, you know, you're really pushing that a little bit. And further away on the other end, though, technically into Cancer, see here, see how all 4 of them are there? We're talking,
Yes.
Mercury is kind of up here, they're technically in Cancer, but adding, you know, some element of enjoying conversations and enjoying times with other people, exchange of ideas. How are you doing, Kat?
Luckily not on tape.
And so when we, you know, pull the arrow back, what brought us there is fun, joy, maybe even children, a love of being childish, of being playful, right?
Yeah.
That happiness, that joy is what pulls that arrow back. So I think this is going to be a very, very lovely year for you.
I feel that way.
Yeah, yeah. You've
I
got this
feel.
Uranus coming into your Sun. You probably need to worry about that more next year.
Okay. What's your honest about?
So there's more shakeups and eccentricness to it. So you could be surprising.
Okay.
Given your natal chart placements, I think you could even be surprising career-wise which way you go.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's going to be surprising when it happens.
Yeah, I think it might surprise you.
Yeah. Yep, I think so too.
All right, that's great. So Monica, did you feel like this was helpful to you for the year?
Yes, I highly recommend Galit. No, but on a serious note, seriously, yes, it really is super helpful because I don't need to predict the future. I don't need to know all the answers, but the information and the idea of the flow and the focus, it really helps me to feel empowered and like not crazy. So I can like know when something's happening or coming about. I can be prepared for it, or I can know that it's like normal. It's like in the stars. It's like where it's meant to be and what's happening right now
How
is
do I
meant to
want to
be.
use this energy?
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
If it's going to be a challenging energy, like coming into next year with this Uranus aspect, we should probably talk about what things you can do that will be beneficial to you, especially early on, to get moving on. you
Exactly,
know?
and it's always changing, so kind of like always need to know the
Yeah, a little bit of
new, like
updates.
what's happening. Yeah.
So yeah, I also see a very positive year with communication for you.
Oh.
I see a lot of joy. I think this is going to be a really, really wonderful year for you. I feel really good about it.
Me too.
Good.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you for doing this.
Yes, thank
for
you.
YouTube and being willing to put yourself out there.
Oh, stop
Thank
it.
you.
I'm a Leo,
She's
so.
the best. Oh,
Yeah.
Leos.